Hello, and welcome to A VO's Journey. My name is Anthony Pica. This show is all about helping the new and upcoming voiceover artists grow their business and sidestep all of the crazy things that I seem to step on. I've got a great video for you today. We had a question or comment in a previous video asking about Fiverr but not just Fiverr, but more so asking about, how do you make money charging per word as opposed to charging per hour? And then how does that equivalate to broadcast rights? How does that translate to e-learning or different types of categories of voiceover that usually command different prices? All right. And I think it's a great question, and I want to dive into it because I was kind of typing out a response, and I thought, boy, this would be challenging to type out a response and make sure that I explain it correctly. So first off, when we're talking about pricing for voiceover artists, right, there's really two type of prices now that kind of compete. All right. One set of pricing is that someone hires you for a specific set of recording time, like hires you for an hour of recording time or a recording session. And then after that recording session, you are paid X amount of dollars to license that work or to buy out that work in perpetuity. So there is, there's no, it doesn't matter how much work you do within that hour. All right. It could, you know what I mean? You could do, you could do 4,000 words in that hour. You could do 10 words in that hour, or you could do, you know what I mean? You could do but it's up to that hour that they use you, right? So they're paying for your time, and then they're paying to license your work. All right. So that's one way. The way that so many people work now, and this is actually really taken over most of it, all right, or most companies are beginning, I mean, that's what they want to charge, especially is by word. Okay, and basically meaning that, you're charging now by word, not time. So meaning that if, for example, I charge you $150 for 100 words, okay, and that $150 includes your right to use that 100 words for posting on your social media page. Okay, or one of your social media sites, but doesn't include, for example, buying ads, just posting it on your social media site. If that 100 words takes me 5 to 10 minutes to complete and send it to you, all right, I still get the $150. I don't have to spend the hour doing it, all right, because I'm charging per the job, not for the time. And the difference to me is that you begin to productize a service. I think some people definitely have worries and fears around this, because when we think of a product, we think of it being less personal. We think of it being, just a transaction. It's not a relationship. It's not something where you can, build off of mutual understanding for craft and these things. And part of that I definitely agree with. But I do think that by productizing, though, the pros to it is that you get so much more as a business owner, so much more leverage over your life, over the product, which is your voiceover. You get so much more leverage over pricing, over how you determine your future with, the growth of your business. Meaning, like, if I'm always dependent upon someone buying my service and controlling my time, all right, I can never leverage that, because I will only ever be able to leverage how much time I have in a day to work. But by productizing something, turning it more into a product where you can leverage more than just your time, you can leverage actually an asset, right? In this case, a digital asset like your voiceover. Okay, then that means the expansion, the growth you can have far outweighs the amount that you have in time. And it's interesting because I think I see a lot of times worry or frustration with pricing when it comes to thinking, well, the way you're doing it, you're just not making money. I mean, I'm making, this is what the money makes over here if you do it this way. The crazy thing is most people are just blown away when we talk about how much money you make doing these different things, or for example, charging by word. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a different way of thinking, I believe, in the voiceover industry than that's been done in the past. And I think it's a lot more prevalent now than it was 5 or 10 years ago. But, the charging per word definitely shifts, right? It kind of shifts the power as well. Now, it does also shift the power, too, to the buyer, because the buyer then determines, hey, I'm gonna pay this for the product. Okay, and either you deliver it or you don't deliver it. Whereas if someone pays you for your time, you get paid for that time whether they like it or not, right? So I mean, there are pros and cons. I'm not going to lie, there are pros and cons to it. But I like charging per word because it gives me the ability, like I said, to actually have more control over my time and the ability to do a lot more work. Here's the thing. If someone is charging a specific price that is lower than what someone else is charging, then yes, it's going to look like that's actually a bad business model. But as your prices begin to change and you begin to grow your business, that actually shifts. And here's another thing. Here's another thought. A lot of people focus on, I need to be paid what I'm worth. And I really do believe this comes out of the idea of an hourly payment, right? Paying for my time, because you're paying for my time, and I'm worth a lot. And we are. And what my stance upon this worth is. I think I think everyone is incalculable. We can't put a price tag on people's worth. I mean, they're worth more than anything. Every person is worth more than anything to me. So I don't like the idea of saying, putting a price tag on people. But when we're talking about time, I think that's a valid argument. Right? Say, hey, it's my time. I mean, I'm very valuable. My time is valuable. I need to be paid correctly for that. But when we shift that mindset to being charging per words, we shift the idea away from, well, I'm not really paying for your time. I'm paying for the product and the brand business that you've built. That's what I'm paying for. Right? If it takes you 5 minutes or takes you 2 hours, I'm paying for that brand. I'm paying for that product. And that's a massive shift. Because now we're not focused so much on how much we're worth as a person, because again, you can't put a price tag on us. We're focused on how much your business is worth, how much credibility your business has, what brand name your business has. And this is it's frightening to think too, because especially if you shift your mindset from, well, now, wait a minute, now I got to build something like a brand name that people have to actually, I have to have social proof. I have to have credibility. I've got all, how do you build a brand name? You know what I mean? Like, it's a different way of thinking, because now you're thinking of a business as opposed to an artist who is, growing their business as, a person dedicated to their craft solely, and they don't want to deal with the business aspect. That's not everybody, but I mean, I've been in the business for a long time in acting, like, in the on stage world, and I love the craft. But a lot of times, most actors don't want to focus on business, right? They want to focus on their craft, and that's fine. But I'm going down a rabbit hole here. But what I'm getting at is that this simple shift in mindset of charging per hour and charging per word changes how we look at our businesses, how we look at pricing, how we look at value. I thought this was a great question. I think it was essential. What was it? Essential Healing. I can't remember the name of the person who asked it, but thank you so much for the question. And I think this is a big, honestly, a big topic that people don't really dive into, because it's confusing. And to me, there's no one way is better than the other, right? I think it needs to be said that, I love the idea that if you want to charge per hour of a recording session and licensing your work or whatever you want to do, my goodness, please do it. It's a wonderful model. But if you also want to charge per word, right, and then break up broadcast rights, commercial rights, script proofreading, background music, you want to break up all these things and add them as extras and packages and create more of a productized business, then please do that as well. I like that too. I think that's a great model. I think it all depends based on what you want to do. But I do think it's a good thing to understand both so that when you talk to someone or you hear someone saying something in the context of doing one thing one way and another thing another way, it's not something that is so shocking, right, that it scares us and worries us. So I hope that this video helped. I hope it was clear in the sense of the differences between charging per time and charging per word, and the benefits of both. Right? I mean, there are clear benefits of both. And in the end, it really boils down to what you want. Do I think one is better than the other? Like I said, I use charging per word. I like to charge per word because I like to build out different places where I can work and do something over here, do something over here, do something over here, and then control when I do it. So if I was being paid per hour, I wouldn't be able to control when I place those things in different places. It would be a lot more challenging for me. And that's my particular reason why I like it. And I like it because I get to actually set my prices a certain way based on the amount of time I know it takes me. Do you know what I mean? Like I can get up early and do something. I can do something late. I can do something at lunch. You know what I mean? It's just a different thing. That's what I do. But I know many other people who do it the other way. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. I know this was it was a good video, but I know it's a different kind of than, just basic coaching. But I really love the question. I thought it was so important to talk about. And thank you so much for asking the question. And I hope this helps. So please leave a comment below and your thoughts and everything about this. And if you have any, questions or wonders about it, and definitely a good conversation to have. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching again. Please take a moment to like and subscribe the video as always. And also, if you are trying to grow your business and you're looking about marketing, just came out with a brand new course, Voiceover Marketing 101, how to get clients. It's like I said, probably one of the best courses I've ever made. It's available on aviosjourney.com, or there'll be a link below you can check out. But thank you guys so much for watching. You have a wonderful, wonderful week. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.